What if the thing your baby loves most isn't a toy, a song, or a routine you already do, but something so small you've never once thought to count it? Right now, in nurseries and living rooms everywhere, there's a 2-second window that happens dozens of times a day. Most parents blow right through it. A small number don't, and their babies are getting something the rest are missing entirely. Researchers who study this have a number for it, and it's not a friendly one. Only about 2% of parents consistently do the thing on this list that matters most. You're about to find out if you're one of them, and what it costs if you're not. Welcome to the Baby Brain Code, where we go past what your baby does and into what they're actually thinking, feeling, and trying to tell you. If you're a parent who's ever wondered whether the little things you do are actually landing, this one's for you. Stick around, because by the end of this, you'll never look at bath time, bedtime, or breakfast the same way again. And if you want more of this, subscribe now, because we break down one hidden layer of baby behavior every single week. Number 1 is about eye contact. Babies who lock eyes with you aren't just looking, they're doing something closer to imprinting. Ferroni and colleagues, publishing in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences in 2002, showed that newborns just days old looked significantly longer at faces with direct gaze than faces with eyes turned away, and turned their heads toward the direct gaze more often too. That's not a preference. That's a newborn brain already sorting the world into sees me and doesn't. Here's what this looks like in your house tonight. Next time you're feeding your baby, don't glance at your phone between bites. Hold their gaze for 3 full seconds and let them hold yours back. That's the whole practice. Babies who get this aren't learning a skill. They're learning that they're worth looking at, and that belief starts before they can say a single word. The second thing is about being imitated, not the other way around. Meltzoff and Moore, in a landmark 1977 study published in Science out of the University of Washington, found that infants as young as 12 to 21 days old could imitate an adult sticking out their tongue, opening their mouth, or pursing their lips, and they didn't confuse the gestures. A newborn who's barely met the world can already tell the difference between your mouth opening and your tongue moving, and can copy the right one back. Research on early imitation found something else too. The copying goes both directions, and almost nobody uses the second direction on purpose. When you mirror your baby's face back at them, their smile, their wide-eyed look, their surprised "oh," you're speaking a language they were born already fluent in. That's not cute. That's the first conversation your baby ever has, and you're the one who taught them it goes both ways.
If this is giving you something you didn't expect from a video about babies, hit subscribe, because we've got 6 more of these, and they get more surprising from here. The third thing is about what happens when you don't respond. Tronick and colleagues, in the now famous 1978 still face studies out of the University of Massachusetts Boston, found that when a mother held a completely blank, unresponsive expression for as little as 2 minutes, her infant would sober, grow wary, and repeatedly try to re-engage her before eventually withdrawing and turning away in visible distress. 2 minutes. That's all it took to unravel a baby's sense of safety, and all it took to build it back up was the mother's face becoming warm again. This is a big one, so let's be specific. You don't need to respond to every single sound your baby makes, but when you catch yourself mid-scroll and your baby is looking straight at you, put the phone face down and give them your face back within a few seconds. That's the repair. That's the whole mechanism the research is describing, and it happens in your kitchen, not a lab. The fourth thing is about your skin. Babies who get consistent skin-to-skin contact show something measurable happening inside them that has nothing to do with comfort as a feeling and everything to do with comfort as biology. Morelius and colleagues at Linköping University, in a study following preterm infants, found that infants who received continuous skin-to-skin contact showed decreased cortisol reactivity, their stress hormone response, compared to infants who didn't. Their bodies were, quite literally, calmer at a chemical level. That's not a spa treatment. That's a nervous system being built in real time, one bare chest hold at a time. You don't need an hour. You need 10 minutes with your shirt off and your baby against you, and their body starts learning what safe physically feels like, long before their brain has a word for it. Here's your comment for today. Tell us the moment you first felt your baby's whole body relax against you. We read every one, and we want to know what that felt like for you. The fifth thing is about singing, badly and often. Mayer and colleagues at Harvard's Music Lab, in a study of 144 infants published in Nature Human Behavior in 2020, found that babies physically relaxed, slower heart rate, calmer pupil response, calmer skin conductance, when they heard lullabies, even one sung in a completely foreign language they'd never heard before. Your baby doesn't need you to sound good. Your baby's body is responding to the shape of the lullaby itself, not your pitch. So sing anyway, in the car, at 2 a.m., off-key, making up half the words, it doesn't matter. What this tells you is that your baby was never judging your voice. They were only ever listening for the melody that says someone who loves me is close by, and that's a note you're already hitting every time you open your mouth. Number 6 is about being talked with, not talked at. Romeo and colleagues, in a 2018 study out of MIT and Harvard published in Psychological Science, measured back-and-forth conversational exchanges between parents and young children using take-home recording devices, then scanned the children's brains. Conversational turns, not the sheer volume of words spoken at a child, predicted stronger activation in Broca's area, the brain's language center, regardless of family income or education.
Here's what this looks like in practice. When your baby babbles, pause and respond as if they said something real. "Oh, is that so? Tell me more." Then wait for their next sound before you talk again. You're not performing a conversation. You're building one, turn by turn, and their brain is quite literally growing in the pauses where they get to respond. Number 7, the last one, might be the simplest and the most overlooked. It's about narrating your own hands. Babies whose caregivers describe ordinary actions out loud, "I'm putting your sock on," "Mommy's washing this cup," are, according to the same body of conversational turn and infant-directed speech research we just covered, getting language exposure that's tied directly to real, present-moment meaning instead of abstract noise. It's not a new study. It's the same mechanism as number 6, applied to the 90% of your day that has nothing to do with playtime. That means the 2% isn't doing something rare and complicated. They're doing something small and constant, narrating the folding of laundry, the pouring of milk, the tying of a shoe, while everyone else saves their words for the moments that feel like they count. You are not behind. If you're hearing all 7 of these and realizing you've been doing 0 of them on purpose, that doesn't make you a bad parent. It makes you a parent who's about to change one thing tonight, and one thing is enough. If you're doing this without a partner in the room, if you're exhausted, if today was survival mode only, none of this requires 2 people or extra time. It requires your face, your voice, and 30 seconds you already have. Tonight, pick one. Not all 7, one. Maybe it's holding eye contact through one feeding, or narrating what your hands are doing while you make dinner. Do that one thing on purpose, and notice what happens to your baby's face when they get it. Because remember that 2-second window from the beginning of this video, the one that happens dozens of times a day, the one most people miss? You just learned what's inside it, and now that you know, you're not going to miss it anymore. You already are the kind of parent who shows up. Tonight, you just get to prove it to someone who's been waiting their whole short life to see your face turn toward theirs.